Yeah, you don't usually see, you know, when drivers having fun when they keep running. If they're not, they come in pretty quick to complain about something. So yeah, a lot of long runs today, learning about the track, seeing the tire fall off, the little grooves that you can find to try to find any kind of edge. But yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. You got to keep that car on the bottom and really take care of your tires at this place, and should create some interesting racing for sure. There's a lot of history at this place. My dad raced here. He was able to win a late model race here and take an elevator ride. A lot of good memories. And for me as a kid, I've always driven by here and kind of looked at this place as a ghost, because I just don't remember the times that we've had here. But I've heard it from my family, the friends, my grandfather, everybody at RCR. And to finally get that opportunity to get on track in front of a sold-out house, it's going to be awesome. It's just right down the road from home, so it feels like home. It's beautiful up here. I feel like once you get up here, you better be expected to stay up here because it's going to be a crowded place. I'm excited about it, though. Yeah, I mean, it's challenging. It's got a lot of character to it, kind of like the signs that you see. The patina, the track has that too, and it's rough and gritty, and you got to try and take care of your tires. It's cool to see the progress that they made, and that Marcus and SMI have taken this as a challenge and really made it beautiful again. I mean, they're going to have it prime and one of those places that you want to come and visit. Hopefully this is like a Masters kind of for us as NASCAR, like an Augusta feel, that old time classic that you want to come watch. And you know, Darlington has that feel, and this place is going to have it too.
It means a lot to be making laps around here in a Cup car. It meant a lot to put race cars back on the track last year, so it's come a really long way since we were out here cleaning the track in that 35-degree misty day, watching Dale make laps on a street sweeper. So it's definitely looking good. It's cool to see it coming back to life. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The track was a good time. I'm really glad that we have the original surface here. I think that was a big part of making sure that this is as good as possible and putting on a good show for the All-Star. You know, I'm about halfway one of the older guys around here anymore, and this is still just a little bit before my time too, right? So there's a lot of young drivers that have no clue why this is a big deal, and I'm kind of right there in the middle that I understand how awesome this place has been in the past, what it has meant to our sport, how many Hall of Famers have made laps and won races at this racetrack. I was fortunate enough to get to run Rockingham in a short period of time where it fired back up, and I got to go run I think just one ARCA race there, and had an absolute blast. That surface was like most ARCA tracks, honestly. It was worn out and bumpy and made you wheel it, but you know, it was really cool to say it went back to Rockingham. That was one of the larger tracks I'd been to in my career at the time as well, so it was an awesome opportunity at that point. And this is one that just seemed like it was just way too far gone. It didn't seem like a possibility, so now getting to come back here as well. I don't know what else may be on the ballot to be able to make a return to, but I'm excited to hear what may come up.
Yeah, I'm really grateful to be able to be here and test for Toyota. I feel like it's this track certainly has a lot less grip than I think a lot of people expected it to. Throughout the day we learned a lot. I've been able to kind of go through my set of progressions with my team for the first time really in my life. With Scott Zipadelli, being able to work with him is really special. But this track is definitely worn out. I was able to come here last year with the late model and see how that felt. I feel like it was a lot faster in that car. This place has surprisingly a lot less grip than we thought. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the history kind of came before my time as a young fan in my childhood. But to look back at some videos of this place in its prime and just see the stands packed out just like they were years ago is really special. So hopefully I can make this one a memorable one for me. I feel like I would certainly compare it to Richmond, if anything. Really slow corner speeds, but really just trying to put the rear tire grip down on the straightaways. Very, very, very low grip. I mean, I can't stress that enough. So Richmond would probably be my closest comparison. I feel like it's going to be really just right around the bottom, sort of like a Martinsville. Everyone's fighting for the bottom on restarts. The choose cone should be really interesting to see how that all sorts out. Like I mentioned, just everyone's going to be searching for the bottom.
Pretty cool rolling in here and seeing the progress that's been done around the track. Obviously, day by day, it becomes modern in its own way. And so, obviously, the late model event here last year was quite the event. So it's going to be a pretty exciting weekend when NASCAR rolls around. Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to learn as much as we can. Obviously, the modern day NASCAR, we don't really get practiced much anymore. So days like today are valuable, but I mean, it's a return to a track that's very, very old, and we don't go to many places quite like this. So we're just trying to see how much we fall off, and really every lap we're always learning something. But today we tried multiple sets of tires, some that we've ran at other short tracks and some that are on a really worn out place, and just tried both of each. And really, no matter what they put on it, it didn't drive really good. It still falls off a ton, and it's kind of like just back in the day of short track racing, and it's going to be whoever manages their stuff the best and has the best track position most likely. And obviously the legends of our sport that are still talked about so much today, this is where they grinded their teeth and made things happen. And what's crazy about our sport is a lot of the people that maybe not the racers, but the people that make these things go fast and get them to the racetrack stick around the sport for a long time, and the stories that you hear are at North Wilkesboro. And so it was pretty cool to see the excitement throughout the shops today, even just to see those guys back in a place where they probably grew up watching these grandstands.
Yeah, I hope we can delay that as much as possible. Obviously, we'll reach a point where it could start falling apart, but yeah, I mean, delay it as long as possible, honestly.
Are you surprised that it's as functional as it is, considering?
Oh yeah, you would never. I mean, I'm imagining they did a lot of work to it. I mean, you can tell for sure, but for it to have sat 27 years, is that right? I mean, it does not seem like it's sat 27 years. So I mean, that's part. I guess that's the thing I'm not thinking about. I went out there and just went right to ripping laps, 20-lap run in the next-gen car, and yeah, it doesn't seem like a track that's that long.
It's great for this first All-Star attempt at it, and we'll see what it brings, and who knows what's after that.